Hello and welcome back to the Explanation Station's coverage of the Flat Rock Middle School Spring Fundraiser Tournament presented by AVL Disc Golf. My name is Mathis and we're going to be bringing you round 2 back 9 coverage of this PDGA Sanctioned C-Tier event. Just a quick recap after our front 9. We got Mike Mathis currently in the lead at 7 under par after shooting a 7 under front 9. Then we got Eddie McClain at 5 under par, shooting a 3 under front 9. Tobias not too far behind at 3 under after he went 3 under par as well. We got Justin Stout currently at even par, going 1 under for the front 9. And then James Nichols at +8 after going 1 under on the front 9. Alright, let's get back to the action. We got Mike here on hole number 10. Looks like he's going to be teeing off with a destroyer. So hole number 10 is a 321-foot par 3 with a road on top of the hill and long that plays OB and baseball field left that plays OB. And you're probably thinking to yourself, this looks just like hole 1 from the front 9 coverage. And you would be correct. Flat Rock Middle School's course is only a 9-hole course, but it has 3 different sets of tee pads. So on the front 9, they were playing from the white tees, or the middle tees, and on the back 9, they're going to be playing from the blue tees to make it an 18-hole layout. Eddie throwing yet another tomahawk with his Star Wraith. My shoulder is yet to recover from the front 9 coverage. Then we got Justin, looks to be throwing a Grim. A little low, so he's got good distance. He's probably going to be in about the same spot he was on the front 9 coverage. Then we got James Nichols. And nice backhand, getting that the turnover nice. James is in the way of the shot a little bit, but it ends up in a good spot. So Eddie actually came up a little bit shorter than I anticipated. He's about back edge of circle 2. Comes up just a little bit short. So Justin's a little bit longer than I thought. He also comes up a little bit short as well. Here we got Mac.
Oh, come on.
Also coming up a little bit short.
You're not doing wrong.
Got Mike here from about 15 feet or so. Mike is continuing where he left off on the front 9 with a nice birdie. James able to go back to back on this hole. Able to card a nice birdie. It looks like we're going to have a bunch of pars from Eddie, Mac, and Justin to finish out hole number 10. Alright, hole number 11 is 501-foot par 3, downhill the entire way. The only OB is the road that's going to be to the left of them, to the right of where the camera is. I'm standing about 30 feet behind the basket. And it's quite a huck to get down here. I believe this is Mike's destroyer that he's been throwing a lot this round. And that is OB. Up next we got James after he carded the nice 2 on the last hole. Oh boy. Other than going OB, that is the one spot you do not want to end up being on this hole. Here we got Mac. This is a photon out of him. He's going to be quite a bit short, but inbounds, he shouldn't have a problem carting the 3. Eddie throwing before I was even prepared. He is way in the tree line. He's actually right near where James is, which you'll see in a moment. Got Justin. I believe he's throwing the same grim that he threw on the last hole. Getting this really turned over. Oh, this looks great. He's going to be about 45 to 50 feet.
Let's see. I'd like to throw that disc that's up in the tree right now.
So Eddie's shot ended up in a tree above him. He's having to go back to his Star Wraith, like he's saying he's wanting to throw that same disc he originally had thrown.
Down. Fuck me, man.
Eddie throwing a somewhat ill-advised tomahawk, still ends up in bounds. James, after taking quite a bit of time to get back there,
You alright?
able to throw a nice pitch out. It is really thick in those woods if you get really deep in there like James was. Now we got Mike throwing for 3. Shouldn't have a trouble with that for his bogey. Got James throwing his approach. That should put him inside the circle.
Let them in.
Mac for hit on his second shot. I believe this is an entropy that he's throwing. Very nicely done. Then we got Eddie throwing a forehand approach. I believe this is a Berg.
Your turn yet, Justin?
Able to put that one pretty close. Then we got Justin. He's actually about circle 3. Didn't really give that one a prayer of going in, but it shouldn't be an easy par from there. James unable to save the bogey. That's probably going to be him tapping out for a double. Mike coming back for his bogey save.
No, Mike, come on.
Low left. Mac able to save the par.
Yeah, that was all your misses,
Mike unfortunately carting a double bogey. Eddie also carting a bogey as well. Justin tapping in for a par, and James, I believe this is for a double bogey as well. Yep.
Oh, no.
That's going to take us to hole number 12,
Okay, it's okay.
which is a 435-foot par 3. Mac throwing his shot before I was ready, but also throwing it low. He's in bounds. The only OB for this hole is the baseball field that's to the left, and also a creek line that runs along the right side of the fairway.
There you go.
Eddie throwing his limit. I lost sight of where this one finishes. I think he's a little bit short left of the pin. Justin going way left. He ended up staying in bounds. He did not go over the baseball field. Then we got Mike. See how he responds after taking the double bogey on the last hole. Just be a nice conservative shot, not really looking to card to 2 on this hole, trying to play an easy 3. James gets some good distance from that standstill shot of his. He's going to be a little bit short about where Mike is.
Yes, sir. Well done.
Got Mac on a forehand, I believe, with an entropy. Should have no problem getting up and down for par from there. Got James with a nice approach. Mike is about 70-ish feet, I believe. Kind of giving it a half go.
See, that's my worst part.
Should have no problem getting up and down from par from there. Justin getting about pin high. Oh, what a bid. And it stays in bounds. Eddie just pitching that one up. Doesn't want any part of that run with the creek behind the basket. It's going to concede a par. Justin coming back for his par. Just a little bit too far right. These Prodigy baskets do not like catching wide left and wide right. You pretty much have to hit them dead center for them to stick. Or if you're James, just a little bit nose down, just on the cage with no chains, and it'll go in. James, I just said that they don't catch left.
Zone was the last thing to leave my bag. That's not okay.
Mac able to clean up his par. James unfortunately taking a bogey after a really nice drive and approach. And Justin also unfortunately carding the bogey as well as James. This is going to take us into hole 13, which is a 429-foot par 3. The play that the most common play you'll see is a right-hand backhand to the right side of these trees.
Nope. Come on, man. Get out of there. Get out of there. Come on.
Eddie with a little bit of a late release on his tomahawk, pushing a little too far right. He is in bounds because that creek line does continue on this hole, but he's going to be this wide right and short. Got Mike going with a champion destroyer.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wow. You're up there. So lucky.
Catching some late limbs, but he should still be fine to be able to get up and down for par. Justin's going to take a backhand anhyzer line, which is more common from the white tee.
Oh my goodness! Not where you want it.
That shot was incredible by Justin.
Yep. Me and James hanging out.
James going nice and easy, playing to the biggest part of the gap. Eddie, I believe this is a Berg forehand. He's throwing, go in. Drawing metal from at least 150 feet away. James ended up stymied between this and having to throw between these two trees with a little half throw. Able to make easy work of that though. James has been playing disc golf for a very long time, so he's pretty much used to shots like that. Mike able to get up and down pretty easily from there. Got Matt going with a forehand entropy again. Yep, easy does it. Now Justin looking to card at 2.
Yeah, buddy. First 2s I've seen on that one.
That was a nice 2 by Justin. I believe he was the only 2 on this hole for the entire event.
Birdie the hard ones. Yeah.
Eddie able to clean up his par.
Yeah, you're 20 feet on it.
James able to clean up his par as well. So is Mike and Mac as well. Alright, that's going to take us into hole number 14, which is a 500-foot par 4. So this is the only hole that's actually playing to a completely different basket than they play through the front 9. You still want to cross over the tall grass and the tree line to where the green basket is, but the basket that we're playing to is a little bit farther and very right of where they're at, or where that basket is.
Yeah.
So this first shot is basically just going to be a placement shot. I'm not going to lie, I completely lost sight of it until it hit the ground. But that's a phenomenal shot by Eddie.
I had no idea it was that far. It starts dropping.
Got Mike going a champion leopard.
Yes. Yep.
Yes,
In the bucket. Wow.
Great.
Eddie doing my job for me. That was a great shot by Mike. See if James can correct from front 9. And it looks like he does.
Go, boys.
What a shot.
This is much better than last.
Way better.
Everybody's damn safe.
Saved it for film, too.
Now we got Justin. He's the farthest away. So the basket that they're throwing to, you can kind of see it from here. It's got a light blue band on it, so it kind of meshes with the sky a little bit. But it's also elevated. Justin's about, I want to say, 180 from the pin, maybe 190. He's going to be throwing a cast glass yarn.
Oh, you ain't scared of nothing.
That was a very nice shot.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
Not going with a forehand approach again. I believe with that same entropy. That was a very nice shot. James. I'm not 100% sure what that disc is that he just threw, but he's going to be about the circle's edge. From there, Eddie going with another tomahawk.
Good Lord. I think it rolls completely. Great.
I do not know what that was that he just threw. Might have been a zone, but I'm not 100% sure.
Good line.
Mike throwing a pure. Put it right underneath the basket. Eddie is just outside the circle. Maybe 40 feet at most. A little bit timid. Not want to fully commit to that. He's going to be taking a par more than likely on this hole. Jameson's just a little bit closer. Good commitment on the putt, just a little high. He's going to be probably along with Eddie with taking a par. Mac with a good birdie. James able to tap in his par. Justin with a nice birdie. Mike with a nice birdie as well. Eddie cleaning up his par as well.
Oh, yep.
Hole number 15 is a 270-foot uphill par 3. Justin throwing his cacks to just inside the circle. Got Mac. A little bit of a late release. Kicks him out to a decent spot though. He shouldn't have too much trouble getting up and down for a par from there. Eddie going tomahawk, we'll leave with a star wraith. He's going to give himself a circle one look. And we got Mike. I believe this is a sidewinder that he's throwing on this hole. That's going to be well inside the circle for his birdie opportunity. Then we got James. James with a great correction from the front 9, able to put that well inside the circle. Here we got Mac from the tree line. Use that same entropy again that he's been throwing the past couple of holes. I do not know if that tree's going to be right in his way. We'll see. Got Justin. Went a little deep, but he's got a pretty unobstructed look for his birdie. That was a good birdie putt from Justin. Good commitment. Then we got Mike. With the most
That's the third time in my life I've seen this fish.
most unusual cut through I think I've ever seen on a basket.
I've putted it.
That was low right that went all the way through the
I've
chains
only had that happen twice.
and all the way through the back.
10,000.
Mac unaffected by the cut through, able to clean up his par. Yeah, Eddie going to a knee. He must have been right behind that big old tree. And just like he did during the front 9, missing the basket and catching the tree on the backside, he shouldn't have a problem cleaning up his par. And James for a nice 2. Find the bottom of the basket.
Be here all weekend.
Did you get that on coverage, Matt? Good.
Mike wanted to make sure that I got his cut through so I can send it into Jomez.
You know what? You would like to buy some new ones? I'll gladly replace them.
That was the classic tray.
Anyway, that's going to take us into hole 16, which is a 372-foot par 3. Justin pushing it low. Now we got James.
I don't know. Nope.
Giving it better height than Justin did, but doesn't get turned over and just pushes too far straight. He's able to fade out. He shouldn't have too much trouble getting up and down from par from there. You got Matt going with a backhand turnover.
Spit out. It's you, Mike.
I'm not 100% sure where that one went. And we got Mike.
Glad you You got that.
Oh, that's in the bush.
Mike was foreshadowing where he was putting his disc. For some reason, he wanted to throw it in the bush. Not sure why, but he was able to execute it apparently. I guess that was his game plan. And we got Eddie going a forehand. I believe this is with his flare again.
In right now, but when you go up, it's like.
Oh yeah, I'm on this mound looking.
Justin's a good 180-ish away from the pin. Maybe a little bit closer. He's going with a Berg approach.
Yeah, buddy.
You want that gap there.
Making it look really easy. Mac apparently also ended up in the bush line and the shrubbery. He's having to find a way to be able to get a comfortable stance. Looks like he's going entropy again.
Oh, good. Yep. Yes, sir.
That was a very nice shot from there.
Simple throw.
Thankfully, if you're short on the basket in that bush line, there is a lot of openings. And there's some clear areas to where you can get up and down potentially from there. James Litt making a good bid. He should be able to get up and down for his par from there. Mike kind of find himself in one of those clearings in the bush line. I believe that's a pure that he's throwing on forehand.
You know the name.
That was a nice shot from there. Eddie from back edge of circle 2.
Oh,
Good look.
man. Blaine got to record it.
So for those of you who don't know, Eddie was playing around with me when my step putt was just on fire. I only made 5 putts the entire day during a doubles round, but the closest putt I made was like a 70-footer because my partner was making all the other putts. Ever since then, Eddie's been trying to figure out my step putt, and based off what's been going on in this coverage, still needs a little bit of work. Doesn't look bad, but it just needs some work. Anyway,
Nobody puts like Mac. That's true. Thank God. There wouldn't be very many.
so we're going to get a lot of par tap-ins from Mike, James, Justin, Mac, and Eddie.
I hit it right in the center and almost kicked out.
That's going to take us to hole 17. It's a 609-foot par 4. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. You're probably not going to see where a lot of these this land for a couple of minutes. I am not the greatest catch cam person in the world, so just be forewarned. Justin throwing a really nice shot. James putting a good move on it. He's going to be right in the middle of the fairway. So this is going back to the elevated basket from the front 9 coverage. They're just a lot farther away. Mac putting a good move on. I believe this is with a photon. It's going to be right around where James is and Justin. Then we got Mike. I believe going back to his destroyer. He's going to be a little bit more left of where they are. He just barely crossed the short tee pad. And now Eddie going with an Arobi Epic. That was probably one of the hardest shots I ever had to film. And so was that one, because I could not see Eddie at all from where I was standing. It was a good out from Eddie, from where he was at. Now we got Mike for his approach. Not sure if he's throwing that same destroyer again or if he's going to a sidewinder. I definitely lost sight of this one for a good bit. He's going to be on the edge of the wood line. He should be able to get up and down from par from there pretty easily, though. Now we got Mac. For his second shot, this came out really low. He's going to be a little bit shorter than where Mike is, but in the fairway. Now we got Justin looking to correct off of the 2 lines that Mike and Mac just did. He's going over the swing a little bit slower, it looks like. I think that's his cax. That's going to put him about 45 to 50 feet on that side hill. And then James throwing a great shot from where he was at. That should be an easy birdie from there. Eddie. Okay, I take that back from a few holes ago. I do not know what that is. I thought it was a zone. It is not a zone.
Get it.
It's definitely some kind of driver. Mike able to put his disc underneath the basket, be able to get a easy par from there. Now Justin from about 45-50.
Get it. Oh,
Putting it in with the koi.
nice.
What a putt.
Boom, dead set. Good putt.
Eddie save a nice par from where his tee shot ended up. James with a nice 2. Or sorry, nice 3. Almost forgot this is a par 4. Mac able to clean up his par. And so does Mike.
Yeah, that was above my skill level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Great course, man.
I'm gonna
Thank you. You turned it on.
A lot of fun to play.
That's the whole goal.
Alright, that's going to bring us to hole 18. Which is a 381 foot par 3. Nothing, no OB really in the way. It's just 381 feet just straight ahead.
He's been second in the world a number of times from the early 80s.
I believe that was a Grim that he just threw. That was a nice grunt and throw from James. And we got Mac
Oh no.
Actually,
On over.
throwing a mayhem.
$10 because you won the first round, right?
Tied.
Yeah.
We tied.
I'll split it.
We tied, yeah. That's good. The way it should be.
No, I wasn't sure where that one ended up. I think it's right about the same spot where Justin ended up. Now we got Mike throwing a destroyer. And all Mike has to do is just get up and down for par, not do anything crazy, and he's got this one pretty much in the bag.
And far.
Hit it hard.
It's pretty much just a formality at this point. Now Eddie has a chance to capitalize and get solo outright second, going overhand with his limit.
Coming left, too.
Might roll down.
And my shoulder is hurting immensely after watching Eddie play this round. Back from deep.
Oh!
That was a great bid from there. Just a little bit left. He's going to probably walk away with a par from there. Justin didn't even... He gave it the right tortherance, but not the right furtherance. Eddie from... looks like back edge of circle 2. Not the right height. He's going to more than likely tap in a par from there.
Oh, it came in tight at the end.
Mike running a putt just to get his score up a little bit more, but he's going to more than likely tap in a par from there.
Somebody get it. Balance my 920.
I think with all those putts, I was slightly disappointed that no one made one. Well, we're going to finish out with a lot of pars.
That's why I'm 930 and I can shoot 1,000. I had 1,000 this past weekend. You stay away from the 880s a lot more than I do. I don't know about that.
So we're going to have Mac and Eddie tied for second, and Mike Mathis is going to take down the win here at the Flat Rock Middle School Spring Fundraiser in the Advanced Division. And here we have our final scores for the event. We got Mike Mathis taking down the win at -7 for the event. Then we have Mac Tobias and Eddie McClain at -4. Justin Stout one stroke back of them at -3 after a solid back 9. And then James Nichols finishing the event at +8. I would like to give a special shout out to AVL Disc Golf for allowing me to come out and film this day. It was a lot of fun hanging out with the guys. I had an absolute blast catching some really nice shots. Also want to give a special shout out to my personal sponsors of Flight Towel, DGD, Raise Energy, Throw More Disc Store, and the Bass Singers Disc Golf channel on YouTube for all of their support that they give me throughout the rest of the year. If you enjoyed the coverage of the event, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends, and also hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos from the Explanation Station. This has been the Flat Rock Middle School Spring Fundraiser event presented by AVL Disc Golf. This is Matthew Splain of the Explanation Station, and we will see you next time. Peace.